Hello, Lynn Watts here with Wyatt the Wonder Dog Books. And today I want to talk about the holiday season and, in particular, how we can develop positive, important character traits during the holiday season. And if you're like me, sometimes you're very frustrated with the commercialism of holidays, with the kind of gimme attitude. What am I going to get for Christmas or for, a holiday? And kind of wonder how we can infuse within this really lovely celebratory season some important character traits that we want to embody as adults, but we also want to teach to children. So today I'm going to talk about how school counselors, but really anybody, whether you're a parent, a grandparent, an educator, anyone who is important in the life of a child and influential in the life of a child, can share and encourage four very important basic positive character traits. And so the first one that I'm going to talk about, which I think is pretty obvious in this holiday season, is generosity. And so I think generosity helps students learn that joy comes not just from getting things, material things, but also from giving, and that we can all be givers in every sense of the word, no matter what our status is in terms of financially, whether we have things we can give, whether we have the financial ability to share with others, that we still can be generous. And there are very many, many ways that we can be generous in terms of sharing our time, sharing our talents, our skills with others, with sharing encouragement. There are just so many different ways to be generous. And I think it's important to help children understand that. So, one way, and I'm going to try and give an activity that you could actually do, not just talk about, with students, would be to create a generosity chain. I'm sure you're familiar with a paper chain, but you could give each student a slip of paper that they could add to a chain. And on it, they could write or draw one way that they were generous to someone else, whether they were generous with their time, whether they helped somebody, whether they were encouraging, whatever that was. And then add that to the paper chain, which certainly could be a decoration during the holiday season. So, first characteristic to share and encourage is generosity. The next one, which is very much related, is kindness. And I think we certainly need a kindness revolution in the world. So this can be the beginning of it, and it counteracts negativity and counteracts stress. So I think that you can, again, in a similar way to the paper chain for generosity, you can talk about acts of kindness and really encourage or challenge students to do one act of kindness every day. And it can be something very, very simple. It can be talking to a new student, inviting somebody to sit with them at lunch. They could write a thank you note to somebody. They could share their supplies with somebody. There's so many ways to be kind to others. So I think it overlaps a little bit with generosity, but why not have two chains going, one of kindness and one of generosity, and a great way to encourage that as well as decorate. The third one is inclusivity. And I think this is a time when people can be potentially kind of split apart in terms of different family traditions or belief systems. But if we encourage inclusivity and acceptance, then this builds respect for others. It reduces exclusion, obviously, and creates a sense of belonging that everybody is. And I've done another video on this, but everyone is respectful of the differences that people have and also the commonality that we might have during this season. So you could host some sort of holiday traditions event, show and tell, and have each student talk about it, bring in a family member to talk about what they do for the holidays. They could write a story about it. They could draw a picture about it. There are all kinds of different ways that you could incorporate this into the curriculum and the time, but to encourage acceptance and inclusivity within the classroom. And the fourth characteristic that I think is very much needed is forgiveness. And this is one we probably don't talk about very much, especially in schools. But holidays can bring strong emotions between friends, family members. Conflicts in families are often very prevalent during family get-togethers, and forgiveness helps students learn how to let go of grudges and to strengthen their friendships. So one activity that you could do would be to create a fresh start ornament for a Christmas tree. And they could write down something they want to forgive or let go of for themselves. No names need to be included. And then they can hang it on a paper tree or on a bulletin board as a symbol of moving forward. So, what might we want to let go of? We might let go of anger at someone. We might want to let go of sadness. We might want to let go of judgment of somebody else. So there are lots of ways you can talk about forgiveness and the things that we need to let go of so that it doesn't continue to hold us back, but also, of course, benefits the environment. So as you weave these four different character traits into your classroom lessons and to the culture of the school, I think you're going to find that the season of the holidays can be a time of growth, of connection, and of joy for everyone. So, as always, thank you so much for all that you do, and thanks as always for listening.